This video is part of our 7-video series on the causes and effects of the current war, its history, and its future significance. Check out the full series for the complete picture. The recent military strikes against targets within Iran have fundamentally shifted the strategic calculus in the Middle East, pushing an already volatile region closer to a precipice. These actions are not isolated incidents, but rather calculated moves within a long-standing, high-stakes geopolitical contest. At the heart of this tension lies a critical question: what are the precise strategic objectives driving both the United States and Israel, and how do these objectives interact with Iran's own determined posture? The immediate impact reverberates across global energy markets and diplomatic channels, but the long-term implications could redefine regional security for decades. Understanding the intricate dance of deterrence doctrine, the carefully calibrated military signaling, and the unspoken red lines is paramount. Any misstep, any misinterpretation of intent, carries the potential for rapid, uncontrollable escalation. This isn't merely about military might. It's about the psychological warfare, the economic pressures, and the complex alliance coordination that underpins every decision. The stakes are undeniably global, touching upon nuclear proliferation, maritime security, and the stability of a region vital to international commerce. We must dissect the layers of these operations to grasp the true risks involved. The world watches, holding its breath, as the players navigate this perilous landscape, each move scrutinized for its potential to either de-escalate or ignite a broader conflagration. For decades, the relationship between Iran, Israel, and the United States has been defined by a cycle of antagonism, punctuated by periods of overt and covert conflict. This history forms the bedrock upon which current tensions are built. Iran's pursuit of nuclear capabilities, its support for regional proxy groups, and its ballistic missile program have consistently been cited as primary threats by both Washington and Tel Aviv. Conversely, Tehran views the sustained pressure, sanctions, and military presence as existential threats to its sovereignty and regional influence. The concept of deterrence doctrine is central to this dynamic. Each side attempts to dissuade the other from certain actions through the credible threat of retaliation. However, the effectiveness of deterrence is constantly tested by evolving capabilities and shifting geopolitical realities. Military signaling, often subtle and indirect, plays a crucial role in this high-stakes communication. A naval exercise in the Gulf, a cyber attack, or a targeted strike can all convey messages far more potent than diplomatic communiques. The challenge lies in ensuring these signals are accurately received and interpreted, avoiding the dangerous pitfalls of miscalculation. The current escalation control framework, a loose set of understandings and protocols, is under immense strain. Each strike, each counter-response, tests the boundaries of what is acceptable, pushing the region closer to a threshold that no party explicitly desires to cross. The tension is palpable, a constant hum beneath the surface of international diplomacy, threatening to erupt at any moment. From Washington's perspective, the strategic objectives in responding to Iranian actions are multifaceted, balancing immediate security concerns with long-term regional stability. A primary goal remains preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons, a red line articulated repeatedly by successive administrations. Beyond this, the U.S. seeks to deter Iranian aggression against its allies, protect vital shipping lanes, and counter Tehran's destabilizing influence through its proxy networks. The recent strikes, therefore, can be understood as elements of a broader coercive diplomacy strategy. This approach aims to compel Iran to alter its behavior through a combination of pressure, sanctions, and limited military action, without resorting to full-scale conflict. The force posture in the Mediterranean and Gulf reflects this strategy, with significant naval and air assets deployed to project power and provide rapid response capabilities. This robust presence serves as a clear deterrent, signaling Washington's commitment to its regional partners. The proportional response doctrine guides these military actions, ensuring that any retaliation is calibrated to achieve specific objectives without inadvertently triggering a wider war. This delicate balance requires constant assessment of intelligence, careful target selection, and precise execution. The challenge lies in maintaining credibility while avoiding the perception of weakness or, conversely, overreach. Each decision is weighed against the potential for unintended consequences, a testament to the complexity of managing conflict in such a volatile geopolitical landscape. Israel's military objectives regarding Iran are often more immediate and existential, driven by geographical proximity and a profound sense of vulnerability. The primary concern remains Iran's nuclear program, which Tel Aviv views as an intolerable threat to its national security. Consequently, nuclear infrastructure targeting analysis forms a critical component of Israeli strategic planning, focusing on capabilities to degrade or neutralize such facilities if deemed necessary. Beyond the nuclear threat, Israel is deeply concerned by Iran's extensive network of proxy forces, including Hezbollah in Lebanon and various militias in Syria and Iraq, which pose direct threats to its borders. Strikes against these proxies, and sometimes against Iranian assets directly, are part of a long-standing campaign to degrade their capabilities and push back against Iranian regional entrenchment. The debate around regime change in Iran, while not an official policy of either the U.S. or Israel, often simmers beneath the surface of strategic discussions, influencing the perception of long-term solutions. Alliance coordination with the United States is crucial for Israel, providing advanced military technology, intelligence sharing, and diplomatic backing. However, there are often divergences in tactical approaches and risk tolerance, reflecting their distinct national interests. Israel's doctrine often favors preemption and a more aggressive posture, driven by its smaller size and perceived need to act decisively. This dynamic interplay between U.S. and Israeli objectives creates a complex strategic environment, where coordinated action must navigate differing priorities and operational philosophies. The convergence of U.S. and Israeli strategic objectives, while often aligned, also presents inherent risks, particularly concerning escalation control and the potential for mission creep. The red lines for Tehran, Washington, and Tel Aviv are not always explicitly stated, but they are understood through actions and reactions. For Iran, a direct attack on its sovereign territory, or a perceived threat to its regime, could trigger a far more aggressive response. For the U.S. and Israel, the advancement of Iran's nuclear program beyond a certain threshold, or a direct attack on their forces or territory, would likely cross their own critical boundaries. Navigating these unspoken limits requires extraordinary precision and strategic communication. The ultimate goal for all parties, ostensibly, is conflict termination on favorable terms. But defining favorable is where the challenge lies. Coercive diplomacy aims to achieve political objectives without full-scale war, yet the line between coercion and outright conflict is perilously thin. The risk of mission creep, where initial limited objectives expand into broader, unintended engagements, is a constant concern. This could lead to a prolonged, costly conflict with devastating regional and global consequences. The future of the Middle East hinges on the ability of these powers to manage this intricate dance of deterrence, signaling, and response. The path forward demands not only military strength, but also diplomatic acumen and a profound understanding of the complex interdependencies that define this critical region. The world watches, hoping for de-escalation, but preparing for any eventuality.